Hello, Commander.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the Scriptan versus Bayzysvids, also known as Alone in the Crowd. Spawning at the top right, we have the Scriptan spawning in as the blue player, and the bottom left, we have Bayzysvids, also known as Alone in the Crowd, playing as the green character. Scouting Wolf, Scouting Hound going around doing his thing. This is on the lava map, basically just a very larger map in comparison to the other 2v2s or 1v1 and 2v2 maps. This gives the player a lot more option to creep. As you can see on green side, for example, you have creep here, and creep here, which just allows you to very easily get to level 3 without too much competition. Scout Hound going in, trying to get that bread, seeing if he can find anything of value, but of course it's probably going to be a pretty standard matchup. I did ask Alone in the Crown, or I'm going to use just their colors because it's a lot easier, the green player to go for a mass footy, or a mass archer with paladin composition versus his opponent, who's going for the versus his opponent, which, what am I trying to say? Who's going to be going mass footies. So it's mass footies versus archer paladin, as I was really curious to see if the 3 racks footies is much stronger compared to the archer paladin combination, or as I like to call it, the QQ max. The QQs. Of course, Scouting Hound down to 5 HP. I mean, basic information is always important to note, but obviously you don't want to throw your Scouting Hound away to any sort of hero kill, because then it's, I mean, it's not the end of the world. It is only 10 experience, but it is still experience that your hero could get for an additional level later on in the game. Scout plus training camp, so basically it should be 2 and then 4 in here in the beginning of the match, and then as the game continues on they switch them out. And then I believe green is going to be basically leaving his 2 gatherers. There's one. Nope, it's just one. Okay. Lord Carthor. Interesting. I thought that we were going to have the mass archers, but it looks like
Your ally
old habits die hard, as the saying goes, as
Your ally is under attack.
well, it's double Lord Carthor.
Your ally is under attack.
What happened? I thought we were going to have
Your
we were going to
ally
have
is
Paladin
under
Archer mirror
Your ally is under attack.
competition, but it looks like we're just going to have Lord Carthor spam.
Your ally
Oh
is
well,
under attack.
you know. Trying to find a way to break the footman meta? Nah, we don't need that. We're gonna just keep playing the meta. Green's Lord Carthor is a little bit further behind because he did go for the double training camp a little bit earlier than his opponent, who is just starting his. So that does mean that he is going to have his Lord Carthor at level 3 pretty much by the time... Oh no, never mind, I'm being silly. Looks like he's actually using the Scouting Hound to get that bonus DPS. So we should have a level 3 Lord Carthor. Can I? I can't use hotkeys. Okay, I didn't know if we could or not. So it does give him level 3. And this should give this Lord Carthor level 3, or Green's LK. And there we go, yeah, there's level 3 for both heroes. Looks like Blue's actually going to come down and be a bit aggressive, with Green going to the upper left side of the map. Just kind of, again, trying to get some more creeping going on. It makes sense, to be honest with you. On a map which has such feverish creeps, it is quite important to make sure that your hero is a pretty high level. It's actually a bit of a balancing act, because now you want to see how aggressive you can be in the creeping compared to your opponent until you want to engage and then try and attack them with that higher creep value. So it's a bit of a game of chicken, really, because if green attacks right now, technically speaking, his entire base is pretty much up for dead, you know, up for grabs. But of course he's playing a bit differently. So green, or blue, excuse me, is actually going to be going for an early expo, which is very daring to say the least. But on a map like this, it does, I mean, allow, especially if he can, yeah, easily create a nice strong choke for his base. Level 4 LK for blue, level 4 LK for green. So just continuing to make the rounds in the creep camps. It looks like actually blue is going to be the one that's going for the mass archers, which is quite interesting. So, getting Blood Rush on his footies, and I guess just slow teching? No, getting a tower out. Okay. I like this decision. I like the idea. It does kind of counteract how mass footies work. It does force players to be a lot slower, and with this... Okay, so we are going to see the early expo, or an expo, from green as well. But the thing is, though, blue has had his up for a significantly longer time, which means there's also additional workers being produced, so he will have the advantage in that regard.
Your ally is under attack.
But at the same time, we do have green continuing to be quite aggressive with his expansion, or with his creeping, so should be halfway at level 4. These guys are actually identical right now. The only difference, though, is blue, again, does have that expansion. King's Court also going up, so that means we'll have some spearmen mixed into the batch of army, which is very important. Yeah, of course, Nakamura. Whoa! What is this? What is this? This is madness. Going for the special? This isn't meta. Green going for, I believe he's going for his side special ability. Yeah, which is, I think this is just lightning, or it's like a slowdown time ability. I don't know, we've never actually seen a Nature's Power get used in a cast match yet. But yeah, I would say right now in terms of production and feasibility, blue is definitely a lot further ahead economically because he did get that early expansion, which makes sense. He's had it up for a lot longer. Blue is probably, or green, excuse me, is probably about a minute and a half behind his opponent, excuse me, in terms of economy. So at this point, it's going to be really on green to try and make some magic happen, because right now he's just behind. So if that maybe means to go for another expansion like an absolute Mad Lad, or here comes the Scouting Hound, which is going to tell green's current economic situation. Doesn't see the expansion here. He's going to go check the other one. He's going to see the expansion, which is very important to know. Sees the expansion, and there goes the wolf. So blue now knows that green has an expansion, but it's not nearly as fortified, nearly as protected compared to his own, which has a lot of easy security, if you will. So we'll have to see what goes on. Spearmen are going to be coming out here for the blue army, which makes sense. They're kind of like the natural step up from the footies. And my ally's still under attack somewhere. More expansion going on. Gonna grab double special nature powers. I can't see the timing on this, which kind of sucks, but such is life when you're playing a beta game. Third expansion going up for blue. That's gonna do it. That's gonna definitely, if blue can contain and hold this third expansion currently, he will definitely win just based off of pure economy game.
Your ally is under attack.
Real quick, we do have level 2, and I would assume, yeah, level 2 archery as well going up here for blue, which makes sense. We have 2 training camps, a third training camp, and then 2 more, finally getting that third King's Court at about 8 minutes here. So very aggressive gameplay here, to say the least, but green is getting well, he's getting out economy, to say the least. Here comes green with the footy push. He should have blood rush at this point. And there it is. There's the, what I would assume is like a giant firecracker. I don't know, it's probably like the hand of God or something. Blue doesn't see, oh, might have seen it, but he doesn't have it. This army's really out of position. I mean, he will have the, oh, he's gonna back off actually. Nope, going for a check. Nope. Going to check tower. Sees that there's no unit power. Gonna continue to creep. Finally getting his King's Court, just starting level 1 melee. That's a big deal. That is a really big deal, because that means that blue's army is not only tankier, but it does a lot more damage. 15 damage on those footies. 15 damage on these footies. Wait, what? Okay, well, his armor is also doing better. It's just it's a smarter army in terms of spearmen and attack, so yeah, it's just footmen. It's just mass footmen, and the later the game goes, the less powerful mass footmen become, just because of the tech advantage. Now, I would assume that we're probably going to see blue. Oh, that's so awkward. That's so awkward. We're gonna see blue come down here and, yeah, cancel this temple, because he definitely doesn't want to have his opponent get that. And there goes all that hard-earned work of sitting around doing nothing for a minute. Oh, that ult was nuts. Oh my goodness, that ult was nuts. There goes another counter ult, but it looks like he doesn't actually want to engage the Spearman at all. He just wants to try and fight the Footman, which is doing a great job. Green completely envelops the Footman of Blue, and these Spearmen aren't going to be enough. He's going to try and focus fire the hero, but the level 7 hero versus level 5 is going to get completely decimated. Okay, so Green's hero does fall to the Spearman, but these Footmen are having an absolute hellacious time to try and kill these Spearmen who have the upgrades both in the armor and range, so they will actually survive and kill all of Green's army. So didn't really win it, but he did come out with 3 extra heroes, or 3 extra units, which does add up very quickly. There is one random Footman also working on this right here, so I mean, it was worth a shot, but it definitely didn't do what I think Green was hoping it would. More Footmen coming out with some Spearmen, level 1 armor getting researched, some Knights also getting researched, and Blue, excuse me, is pushing in here now with his larger economy to try and basically muscle out the temple here from Green, and Green should honestly just back away. This is not a fight he wants to take. He's going to try and take it, but if this army gets caught, which it does not, but these Spearmen were definitely hot on the tail, that probably would have given Blue the snowball advantage to just push in and murder Green. Right now with these Knights coming out, it's going to be very difficult, but with the Spearmen, he should have a pretty easy time to get that done. There is a Cleric in here. Clerics giving... They're actually more like Shadow Priests, to be honest with you, but they call them Clerics because they're quote-unquote health, holy units. Gives you the ability to slow down the target, a single unit's target damage. Gives you the ability to do like an AoE splash damage of one targeted area, as well as also do a Scouting Raven ability, so you can get some additional vision on where your opponent is. Lord Karthos should be on his way out here for Green, unless he's actually struggling to do that. Look at the resources. This is about to go dry, so that means this is about to go dry. These are about halfway, which is about what you'd expect, and then this one is pretty much completely fresh. So, yep, there's the next expansion here from Green. But again, the length that this base has been up compared to this base, I mean, you can see it. It's literally, this is how much it's worth. One hero and a giant bunch of very tier 2 units. Still no hero back from Green. Oh, there he is. So he just got back. So what do we have here? So we have, I wish I could see the color scaling. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So it's 9 footies, 3 spears and 1 knight versus probably about 4 or 5. Maybe let's go with 5 footies. Actually, more like 7 footies and 7 spears with a cleric. No paladin or no knight, excuse me. So that's also quite important to note. I don't know if we have purified steel. I would assume that we have purified steel. Let's find a paladin to equip our knight. He does. I would assume, yeah, he does have purified steel, so he does get that bonus. Another expansion coming up here for Blue, as his main has now been completely mined out, and we're having the worker transfer. One lone footy, looking for the expansion all the way over here. Both of these players playing very defensive. I'm kind of surprised neither of them is actually creeping that much. Do have a level 8 Lord Karthos versus a level 6 Lord Karthos, which is very important to note. That means Green's hero will be able to last a lot longer in these engagements compared to his ally, or his opponent, excuse me. I don't know why I said ally. So I feel like teching would be very important to get right now. I love how there's just like a random Footman in here. Don't know why, but... yeah, just continuing to creep, essentially, just trying to get as much XP as he can get his hands on. And very, very aggressive expansion here. I'm very curious as to why he chose that. Okay, he did, I was supposed to say he did just miss a giant re-rally, but oh well. Alright, so this is probably where the next fight starts. No, actually, it looks like Blue's just more than content to just sit on his economy right now. And this is built, but no one's moving, which is a little awkward. His commander is probably off somewhere. Again, great pathing. Some units just kind of over here for some reason. Don't know why, but... and there goes that unit. Here comes Blue. Now that he realizes where the army is, he's going to go... oh, he's going straight for the heart of the base. He knows. Green doesn't. Green is unaware that this army is pushing in and is about to rock his crap, as this base is about to get looted, essentially. Going straight in for the gathering base. It is possible to turn off the gathering notifications. Alright, thank you. And there goes all the workers. Ouch. Now the big thing is, though, here comes Green's army coming into the back of these spearmen. So these nope, never mind. He actually killed everything so fast it doesn't particularly matter. This is going to be a really nice contain. Okay, nope, going straight for it. Big AoE. That was really nice. Here comes the ult from Green, and doesn't get anything done, actually. He just kind of allows Blue to actually get a really nice round. Here comes the ult from Green, and that pretty much is going to do it. Yeah, out economy, to be honest with you. It was a matter of economy of scale, and Blue had it for days. Green archers just getting this rally, but there it is, yeah. So GG. That came down to Blue's expansion. That came entirely down to the number of times Blue expanded compared to Green, and how late Green expanded compared to Blue. This base was about 2 minutes later than Blue's entire base was fully expanded, and then of course he did also have a stronger tech, as well as upgrades. So GG. GG to both players. I think if Blue, or if Green wanted to, he had the advantage in the early game. The problem was more, he couldn't end the game solely because of how, when Blue built that tower, that was perfect, you know, map control and map lockdown, to be honest with you. So, well done to both players, but Blue had a very solid idea of what he wanted to do coming into that map, and it helped a lot with his map control, map presence, and of course map awareness.